Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and it is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. And we're going to see today if I can film a Flosstube video with a low-level migraine, because if I wait for it to go away, I'm going to lose my chance this week to do a video, and I don't want to let a migraine spoil my fun. Not if I don't have to. So the last 5 days of May, I did not make any new starts. I had burned myself out on gridding, and I was going to look before I started this to see how many new starts I did start. It was in the neighborhood of 18 or 21. I'm not exactly sure. Not as many as I had hoped for, but I like a lot of what I started, and I have totally given myself permission to start new things if I want to do it later and call them mania starts. I can do that. I'm making up my own rules here. Light is one of my favorite things. I did not print out the page of the pattern that has the picture, so it's the fox in the dress with the vine going over her, and everybody knows what light looks like, right? By Barbara Anna. I'll put a link to the pattern below. This new DMC shade that is the dress is like my new favorite DMC color ever. Thank you, Audrey. I would have substituted something else and missed out on the opportunity to totally fall in love with this color. I don't know why I love this color so much, but I do. I kind of learned a lesson from this one. If you look at my lantern, I should have done a complete floss toss. I had picked a different fabric from this one. I did not like the way that the oranges for the fox and the color of the dress contrasted against it, so I changed fabric choices without considering the lantern or how the fox's sleeve is going to look against it. I'm not starting over. I may go over these little lantern lights with a slightly darker shade of gold. I may put back stitching around the sleeve. There are ways to alter this to fix it, and I am fine with that. I'm not going to get upset over it. I told you last time how much I totally loved Lobster Bouquet. So the logical thing to do was pick up Flowers in a Window by Stone Street Stitchworks and get to work on it again. This is fast. I am shocked at how quick it goes. I think I said in the last video, or maybe a blog post, I'm using a highlighter to highlight the flowers on the pattern because they're very similar to one another, but the way they are lined up on the project is not exactly symmetrical, and it is easy to confuse one leaf or flower with another when it comes to how it is going to connect to the next one. So the highlighter is my friend. I love this. There is a big single color project in my future. I just haven't decided yet what or when. And then I picked up Beach Babies again this morning before the headache, or before I admitted that I had the headache. I just did a little pink on the pail. This is a Dimensions kit I got for Christmas. That pail is huge compared to the rest of the picture. So it wasn't exciting stitching, but it was relaxing, and it was cross stitch. I like cross stitch. I also have, for the first time in weeks, something actually on my needles that is not the sock I've been avoiding for 2 years. It's a sock. There's drops Fabelle yarn. There's really nothing to say about it except the fact that it's a sock, and I needed a sock. I hate headaches. I think I triggered it by not sleeping well last night, and that one lack of sleep is one of my big migraine triggers, and I shouldn't have, but did, and oh well. So one of the things I am giving myself permission to start is an Etsy pattern called Miranda. It's by Art of Cross Stitch. I'll insert a picture. Not the best way of inserting a picture, but we're doing what we can today. I love this. Now, Art of Cross Stitch is the shop that I got the Pyramid of Skulls pattern from, so that one was hugely challenging, but it also I went between being sick to death of it and loving it. No rhyme or reason to what's or when's or how's. So I think I'm going to like this one. Are you able to easily predict which projects you will absolutely love stitching? Because I am awful at it. I don't know what the secret is. I mean, I know the obvious. I don't like great big blocks of color for the most part. I love confetti stitching. Surprisingly, I love single color stitching as much as I do. But I'm not always good at guessing in advance, even when I look at the pattern. So what do you do? How do you figure out when and what you're going to like? The Stitcher's Coven, I did not think to look at the dates, sorry for that, has a stitch along coming up involving skulls, and I have gone on Etsy, looked for patterns with skulls, because darn, if I hadn't finished Pyramid of Skulls, it would have been perfect, huh? Found two that I really, really like. I'll insert my haphazard pictures here. They don't have great names. The first is by Unconventional X, and the second was Stitching Addiction. I will put links to both of the item pages in the description below. I like these, and I could see myself stitching either of them. There were also a bunch more possibilities that I narrowed down and left out. Have you done a pattern from either of these two shops? Do you have some words of wisdom for me? They are both manageable sizes. I could do on 14 count. I like the idea of one that is totally black and white and maybe shades of gray, and I really like the other idea of the other one that's a big complicated still life. So yes, I totally want to do both of them. The week has been kind of uneventful. My husband had some vacation time scheduled that if he didn't take before June 1st, he was going to lose it. So he took the time off from work, and we cooked yummy food and slept in a lot, except for driving my kid back and forth to work. Peacock seems to be up the hill where he belongs because I needed a new challenge in my life. This week it appears to be identity theft. I took my son into the bank to set up a bank account, and his social security number has been flagged as possibly fraudulent or in use by someone else. I'm not successfully getting any answers yet. Appears that no one has been using it because there are no accounts in his name that show up on the credit report, but it's making the bank look at him funny. So that is it. Thank you for watching. I am Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you again soon, hopefully without a migraine.